I'm delighted to say I'm joined by the former European Tour quarter-finalist Maik Kuivenhoven. Thanks for the time, Mike. How are you doing?
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I'm all right. Yeah, doing well. I'm at work now, but this afternoon I'm off to England.
Happy days. Well, only one place to start, and that is with your tour card. At the end of last season, you were number 66 and heading back to Q School, but Kyle Anderson handed in his tour card back and you get to keep yours. When the news came out, did it catch you by surprise, or had you heard something like that might happen?
It was a very big surprise. I wasn't expecting anything anymore. It was a week before Q School, so it was a very big surprise. But very happy to stay in and continue my career.
Yeah, I can imagine. And your entry was in for European Q School. I assume everything was all set to go to Germany. Is that the most happy you've been to cancel a darts trip?
Yeah, in the last few months, well, I was. It was my most important call. I was very happy. Yeah.
Well, we'll come back to your PDC career in a moment, but I want to go back to the start for you in darts. When did you first discover darts, and what interested you in playing the sport?
I first started in 2004 in the local pub. But in 2015, I started playing darts at a higher level. I started training and go to tournaments and stuff like that. So that's now 6 years almost ago, and we're doing well. So it's great.
Yeah, and you mentioned there 2004. So this is around the time when we've got Raymond van Barneveld picking up Lakeside titles. Did you watch much of him growing up at the Lakeside and obviously PDC? How much of inspiration did you take from that?
Yeah, of course, it's the biggest dart player in Holland. So of course I watched him. He inspired most of the Dutch guys and a lot of guys in the world. So yeah, that's an inspiration, and that's when it all started for me as well. And look where it goes now.
Probably around 10, 11 years then you played at a local level before pursuing it a little bit further. What made you want to start pursuing a career further in darts at that time?
I played football. I couldn't play that anymore because of an injury on my knee. So a couple of years I only played darts in the pubs, and I was thinking, well, this is going good. How far can I go? I got a new challenge.
How far did you go with the football?
Not far. Locally I was in by my club. I was in the first team. So I was a striker there for the last couple of years, and I was doing well. But then I got my injury, and I couldn't play anymore. So I picked up my darts a few years later.
Well, a new challenge with the darts, and start of 2017 you go to Q School for the first time. What persuaded you then to go and try and give the professional circuit a go, or try and get onto that circuit?
The local tournaments went well. I started winning here, played at National League. Everything was going well, and I thought, maybe give it a try, and we'll see how far it goes. There were some sponsors in my local pub who said, we will give you the money, go and try it. So that was the first time.
2018, that was a big milestone. You came through the European qualifiers to play on the European Tour for the first time in Germany. You got a win on your debut as well. What was that whole experience like?
Yeah, that was great. First time on such a big event, and winning for the first time. Yeah, that was great. Then you know that you're in a good way, that you maybe can achieve something more. And then you think, I can continue this, keep training, and keep believing in yourself, and get the most of it.
Yeah, you certainly did that. Q School comes around again, start of 2019, and you get your tour card. I believe the last spot on the European Order of Merit. What was it like, the wait to find out that you'd done enough?
Yeah, I had to wait 10 days because the UK Q School was 2 weeks later. And I have to wait for the entries in the UK. So it was a long wait, but yeah, I got it. So I was very happy at the moment. That felt like a few weeks ago when I heard it.
So how did you find that first year on the tour then, 2019? As far as picking up prize money, it was a tough year, but how much did you learn from that first season playing in all the events?
Yeah, a lot. It's a whole new experience for me on the Pro Tour with all the big names. The format is different than I was used to. So it was a hard first year, but I learned a lot. And last year it went better. So I think you see it in the last years. Every year I get a little bit better. And I have to continue that.
Yeah, I was going to say, how important do you think it is for players that when they get that tour card, that they do get 2 years, not just 1 year, but they've got that first year to kind of settle in and get used to those new surroundings like you did?
Yeah, you have to. And only a few players who managed to get in the top 64 in the first year, but the percentage is really low. So you have to be there for 2 years. You have to. Else you don't get a good chance.
Well, let's look back at last year then, 2020. You get off to a flyer quarter-final in the first Players' Championship event, another one the next Players' Championship weekend. You qualify for 2 European tours. Before that 4-month break that we had because of the virus, how did you feel? Do you feel like you were now showing your potential those early weeks of the season?
Yeah, I was playing. I should play. It was going good. I was good on the board. I wasn't nervous. Everything felt good, and it paid off. And then, Corona came, and that was hard for me with the training and at home with the kids, and everything was different. So it was hard for me to keep my focus and keep training and everything. It was we didn't know when we have to play again, so that was difficult.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've obviously got a lot going on back home. You've got your young family. I know you've been working as well along with the darts, so do you feel like you've now got that balance right heading into this year?
Yeah, I think so. I take my time off for darts a bit more than I used to, so I have a bit more time and a bit more relaxed between the darts and going to the darts. So I think I prepare better, and I hope it's going to pay out.
Well, one thing I've got to mention as well is the 2 wins that you had last year against Michael van Gerwen in the Players' Championship events, both in last leg deciders. How special is it to get a win over, well, the man at the time he was world number 1, but for Dutch starts he's still top of that tree?
Yeah, great, of course. It's fantastic to win from Michael. If you can win from Michael, then you can win from everybody. So it keeps you going. You can reach it. You can be better, win more. It helps. It helps. Your confidence is growing by those wins.
Not many people can say they've got a 100% winning record against Michael either. Is that something that you joke about at times, saying you look at the player who's right at the top there and he's never beat me yet?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I speak to Michael sometimes, and sometimes when he is joking, I can mention this. So I do that when I need to.
Well, one of those European tours that you qualified last year, Sindelfingen, and you make the quarterfinals. You beat Dale Gurney, Glenn Durrant on the way. Where does getting those wins over 2 Premier League players on stage in a weekend rank for your achievements so far?
Yeah, that was a great weekend. It was the start of many stage weekends, but it was phenomenal. It was everything went well, and was very happy with the wins. It should be like that anywhere, always, but that didn't work out the weekends after that.
Yeah, we see you a lot on the stage during the end of last year. You had your debuts, the European Championship, Players' Championship finals, the big one, of course, the World Championship. 2 of those with no fans, the European one, a small crowd. Did it still feel like a big occasion, those debuts, even with no crowd?
Yeah, it felt different. Without the audience, it isn't what it should be. It is different. The venue is quiet. It's not how it used to be and how it should be. So it's different to play on stage like that. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for me. And I hope this year is a lot different.
Yeah, we've all got our fingers crossed for that. And as we've seen over the last 12 months, we've seen some players, they've played a lot better without the crowd. Some players have found it harder than others. Are you someone that when the crowds come back, you're really happy that they're going to be back and you can play your best game?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think most of the dart players like the crowd when they're cheering and everything. That's good for everybody. When you have the audience behind you, it is always a pleasure to be on stage and throw the darts. It gives something extra.
Lastly, looking ahead, then, it's a big opportunity that's presented itself, not having to go back to Q School, not a lot of money to defend from 2 years ago. Do you see this year as a chance to maybe push on and confirm your place in that top 64 and maybe go a bit further?
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's my luck from a bad first year, and that I can continue with my third year, and hope to do it much better than the first year, and make it to a steady PDC player. I hope to reach to the top 50 and see how it goes.
Well, fingers crossed on getting there, Mike. We appreciate your time. Safe travels over to England this week, and we look forward to seeing how you get on in 2021.
Yeah, thank you.